Everyone's already sitting. I'm used to playing when people are arriving. Please do. Hakpurim, Hakpurim, Hakadolei Yeladim, Masako Riashanim, Shirim Barikudim, Havana Isha, Rash, 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 Havana Isha, Rash, 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 Havana Isha, Rash, 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 Bara Ashani, Hakpurim, Hakpurim,
page 673.
Rush, rush, rush. Havanarisha, rush, rush, rush. Bara arashes. Hakpurim, Hakpurim, Hagadolei Yehudim, Masekot Riashamim, Shirim Berikudim. Havanarisha, rush, rush, rush. Havanarisha, rush, rush, rush. Havanarisha, rush, rush, rush. Bara ashani.
Shabbat Shalom and Purim Sameach. We have so many new faces, so let me repeat something that is usually quite obvious. Emergency exit number 1 in this direction. Emergency exit number 2 behind the curtain right onto the yard. Bathrooms are where you enter the building to your right. There are 2 bathrooms. You can use either. And if you stepped into the building and someone told you, excuse me, you can't bring your backpack in here. That is our official policy. Please do not blame it on the person who told you so. It is the Shabbat on which we celebrate Purim. I did not recognize these people. That is amazing. On which we celebrate Purim. One of the most important sentences for Purim is V'nahafochu. Everything is upside down. Everything is different today. So I am inviting especially those of you who have been here and come here more often to lean into everything that is different today. We have different roles and a different atmosphere. We use different words, and we'll bring you a completely different Shabbat experience. I am very happy to share the Bima, as I so often do, with Kyle Sorensen, who is bringing today his newest creation, a sex-positive comedy album. And we will hear a lot of it. And the sermon is going to be given by Rabbi, Leitzanit, comedian, Jewish genius, Bex Frucht. Bex, please come right up here. This is your place.
Like the whole time?
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
We should get a chair.
Do you want a chair to sit down every now and then? Or are you comfortable?
Yeah, well, let's just see how, I mean, these are pretty, like, sensible shoes. We'll see.
We're all wearing very sensible shoes. And without further ado, I want to ask Kyle to share a couple of background reflections.
I am nervous for the first time I've ever been nervous here. Not that nervous, but it's funny because I'm doing something different. That's all it takes. All right, I have prepared remarks. Ha ha ha. It's a good one too. Good evening, everyone. Hag Purim. On this, the wildest night of the Jewish calendar, we're going to do something pretty different. In the same way that Esther revealed her identity to King Ahasuerus, I'm going to be a bit vulnerable and share a part of myself that many of you may not be familiar with. I live many other lives beyond the synagogue, and one of those is as a comedic performer at Last Best Comedy. It's a very different vibe over there, a lot more R-rated. It's a community that celebrates the subversive, the vulgar, and the immature, but like Beth Shalom, it is also a community with a strong sense of shared values, acceptance, and belonging. Tonight, I'm going to try to bridge those two worlds and give you a glimpse of what I get up to when I leave these temple walls. You may discover a few things about me that surprise or even shock you. But I hope the evening will also confirm that underneath it all, I am still indeed the same person you know and love. It's funny for me to read these things out loud. My journey into comedy parallels my journey into Judaism in many ways. I began attending Beth Shalom at the same time I began taking improv classes a decade ago. In the years since, I've become a prominent member of both communities, and right now I'm undergoing a major transformation in both at the same time. I'll be formally beginning my conversion to Judaism in just a few weeks, and I've been meeting with the rabbi to prepare for the better part of the last year. I've also been developing a raunchy sex comedy music album that's a throwback to the 90s over the same time span. And I just this morning, finished funding my $25,000 Kickstarter. And there's still a day left before the campaign ends if you all want to join in late and give extra money. At first glance, it would seem like these two acts have nothing in common. But to me, they are two sides of the same coin. They are both acts of courage that represent me stepping more fully into myself and becoming more integrated. Both acts confront taboos that have constrained me throughout my life. I grew up feeling a lot of shame and discomfort around sexual emotions, and my comedy has really been therapeutic. Similarly, within secular spaces, I have often felt shame about revealing my more pious and serious side. Religion is often viewed with skepticism in the liberal, secular world. So going public as a comedian and openly converting to Judaism both represent different forms of me coming out and being willing to take the risk of showing the world who I already am. You're going to hear some songs tonight that may seem pretty darn profane. Fair warning.
You're in the right now, friends.
But I hope you will be able to see through. You will be able to see the spark of the sacred that lies at their core. It's going to be an evening about self-acceptance and refusing to have your light dimmed. With me in this endeavor is one of my partners in crime, story wrangler extraordinaire, and Jewess Bex Frucht. Bex is an entertainer, an MC, and an all-around incredible person. And each month, she puts on a storytelling show in the vein of The Moth called TMI at Last Best Comedy. Her slogan for the program is "Oversharing is Caring." And she gets community members who frequently have no prior stage experience to tell intimate stories in front of strangers. The result is an incredibly powerful, cathartic, and joyful experience. At the end of every show, I tell her I think that was the best one yet, which is true, because I'm so moved every time. Tonight, she's here to help us recreate some of that magic. So, on this Purim night, let's celebrate what happens when we stop hiding who we really are. Hope you enjoy it.
Lighting. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. This is the moment when we go home and we sit at the table. Is the table turned with the legs up? Is the table turned with the legs down? We do not know. We enjoy it both ways.
Is that it? All right. I arrive at home before the setting sun. Praise Hashem, another week of work is done. We eat dinner and recite the evening prayers. Then you wink at me and uncover your hair. For it is written on the Sabbath night, a good husband should bed his wife and consummate the holy vow to life and have some happy Shabbat sex. Happy Shabbat sex. This is one obligation, fills me with elation. Happy Shabbat sex. The bedroom door swings open as we float inside. Shalom Alechem, my lovely Sabbath bride. You moan in pleasure, I hear you Shema. I may be getting old, but I still have chutzpah. I feed you figs, dates, and other fruit. Play a bit with sex toys too, 'cause don't you know the dildos are kashrut. As we have happy Shabbat sex. Happy Shabbat sex. Worship the Shekinah as you mount the bima. Happy Shabbat sex. Double mitzvah eins vai, be fruitful and multiply. The Lord commands you must obey. Enjoy the Sabbath. Oy vey, hey, 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 hey. Our pace increases underneath the castle moon. Catch you screaming like you're singing a nagoo. Climax in a loud ecstatic burst. The Talmud tells us that the woman should come first. Then you take your talons down below, demonstrate your shofar blow. He said, let there be light, and it was so. Yom Tov! Happy Shabbat sex. Happy Shabbat sex. So remember when you next eat lox, there's perks to being orthodox. Happy Shabbat sex. L'chaim.
All right. Is it on? Yeah. Okay, here we go. All right. How was that, everybody? Yes. Let's get it on. Right? We got very biblical, I think. Kyle had pitched me that song for TMI Live, the storytelling show I do at the comedy club. And I was like, it is pretty specific to being Jewish. And as much as I love it, I'm just so glad we found the right venue. And y'all are clearly the right audience. So give yourselves a round of applause. Yes. So obviously yeah, so good. So tonight we get to wear flair and costumes. I see a Jewitch in the back. Yes, I love that. I decided to do Barbara Streisand Goes to Temple. That's kind of what my vibe is. Yes, thank you. I see some of you go, oh, yeah. Or as my Aunt Rita called her, my Bashkala. And, I wanted to be Babs because I wanted to bring that flair. I'm also wearing this little fruit hat because my last name is Frucht, which means fruit in German. Yes, I am fruity. Very fruity. And that's on the Jewish side. I want to be clear about that. So I mentioned my Bashkala. I mentioned Barbara because she has this amazing lyric. If she sang it to Barry Gibbs, you might remember. And we got nothing to be guilty of. Yes? Does anyone? I sounded just like her. I know. Okay, and the reason I bring that up is because tonight we have nothing to be guilty of, friends. No shame in this room. That is what Kyle and I are here to do tonight, is banish any shame about being sexy Jewish people. All right? And claim our hot and awkward Hebrewness, all right, in front of all of you. In the same way that Esther claimed, right, her identity. And by claiming her, saved her people. Okay, so we're going to save all of you this evening. So Kyle, thanks so much for inviting me to take part here. And I'm just going to be a sidekick to the evening. And I just want to help us high kick Purim into the TMI space, into some oversharing, all right? And like I said, Esther overshared, right? And she did that for her people at her own peril. And it is our duty. It is our duty to honor her by also being equally bold. Can we all agree? Yeah. Let's take that in. So I'm going to give you a little preview into, like a window into a young Jewess's mind. And I'm going to do that first, like I said, mind and heart and loins, and that's to come. I'll build into the loins. But we're going to start with my earnest side to ease y'all into it. And what I have with me to do that is this is my bat mitzvah folder from 1996 that I still have. This is like this was, the guide to the whole experience. And I was really excited about my bat mitzvah because, well, I was an overachieving show pony kiss-up. I loved excelling at Hebrew, and I wanted very much to crush my bat mitzvah, and it was a really big deal for me. And the 30th anniversary of my bat mitzvah is coming up on March 9th. Yeah, it's so close. I know. Thank you for clocking that for me. And those bonds that my parents' friends gave me finally matured. So this show pony is gonna get a pony. Or pay for it, That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I wanted to read you guys just a little bit from my March 9th, 1996, my best little rabbi impression. This is my sermon, okay, that I gave then. Just some selections from it so you can understand what was going on in my mind, all right? So having a bat mitzvah has definitely changed my life. This whole year of my life will be unique and special in my memory forever. I've grown and matured, but not just mentally and physically, spiritually. I feel so much more connected and a part of my religion. I understand so much more about being a Jew now. I still have all my Sunday school books, and I can remember learning my first Hebrew letters. Now, to be leading and understanding a service, I feel like I have traveled a long road. Being a Jew is not just a label now. It is a part of me and will remain that way forever. As you guys can tell, I was really smelling my own farts there. So, then I explain a little bit about my Torah portion. Both my Torah and Haftorah portions have sent me very clear messages. In my Torah portion, Moses pleads to see God's presence, something we would all like to ask. Moses has trusted God through everything, never once doubting his commands. Now, before leading the people of Israel, he needs a little reassurance. Every human being has once had trouble putting faith in something they can't see. This is the essential basis of religion. Something that you can't see, hear, taste, smell, or touch, but you can feel it. God understood Moses and granted his wish. My Haftorah portion is the perfect Bible story. Fire, competition, overcoming those who are wrong. It is kind of like a big Hollywood production. Elijah playing the magician and the people of Israel as the eager audience. It takes big mystical miracles to get the point across to people. Maybe people wonder why God never talks to us anymore. Do you guys wonder that? Yeah. Maybe we're just not listening. Or maybe we're looking for some big, huge bolt of lightning from the heavens, when God is really in the littler things. The people of Israel had driven pretty far off the road, and the only way Elijah could steer them back was through a fantastic, mesmerizing showdown. Things like that don't happen today in 1996. But there are enough little miracles in this world that we should all stop and look for a second and remind ourselves that bigger doesn't mean better, and that God can be found in the tiniest blade of grass and the never-ending expansion of the sky. Yeah, 1996, y'all would have been moved, shook by 12-year-old me. Okay, so that's temple me, right? I was very sincere. I was trying very hard to be this perfect little bat mitzvah. And I chanted like American Shemaidol, all right? I really worked it really hard. But, I had another side, like I said, and one that was not ruled by Hashem, but an equally powerful force. Hormones. So this is my middle school diary. And I'm just going to read you an excerpt from my middle school diary. This is a big part of TMI Live in the show. This is honestly my prized possession. This is the Illuminated Dreamer, okay? And this is truly what was going through my brain. So this was March 1996. This is July 1996. Crisis. Nikki is crying because of Missy. Laura is crying over Brandon. Missy is kind of pissed at me now. Actually, me and Missy are cool now. Oh, the young and the restless. Mike Spencer is the best. Sorry, I shouldn't have given you his full name. Me and him had a really fat chat tonight. Okay, do you guys remember fat, P-H-A-A-T? Yeah. He said he'd be open with me if I'd back off my guy friends. He is so cool, sweet, cute, and funny. I know we'll go out for a while. Not to mention his expertise in the kissing area. He is an awesome kisser. 2 thumbs up. I wish he didn't get fever blisters. That really sucks. But that's okay, because when we do kiss, it's heaven. I can't wait till he pops the big 3 words. So I'm 12 and I'm in it. Wow. My guess is at camp, so I'm kind of bored. I just had a fat visit at Ashley's and we drove around. It was great. Matt M is going out with Steph. Matt is a great catch. I can't believe I got with Mike O. That was incredibly stupid. Besides, his kissing sucked. Without Mike S around, I keep flirting. In fact, I was kind of sad when I heard Steph and Matt were together. Oh, well, I think I'm gonna cut my hair. I hope I'm not too short for modeling. That would bite. I need a new look. Bad. Hair alert. Layered bob is my new do. Micah still hasn't said, I love you. So that's just a preview. Okay? Into my mind, we might do a little more diary readings, but I just felt like it was important that y'all understood both sides. Like we're talking about, we're integrating, right, our sides here tonight. And, you know, those are the unhinged musings of a Southern Jewess, being raised in the Bible Belt of North Carolina, and a lot of cute Christian boys did not survive this. So, Rabbi, I think we're ready to do the service again.
Well, now that everything was united, the people, the Torah, and God, please rise if you're able. 146 for the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. 148. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro mariv avim, el chai vekayam, tamid yimloch aleinu, leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai amariv avim. 150. A song about love, about union, about the gratitude of being together, or just on our own.
Is this coming through, Cody? Okay. A candle flame burns with a hot romantic glow, rose petals frame a half-drunk glass of dry Merlot. Slip out of my soft silk robe and turn on berry white. My heart starts to pound as I walk to my bed, lay down my head and sink in to the leopard skin bedspread. Don't be polite. Let passion ignite. Give in to the solo sensual delight. I'm finding things out about my body tonight. I'm on the prowl, exploring every inch of skin. The gray wolf howls, hungry for the hunt to begin. I bite my lip and touch my navel, claw my hand across my chest, seeking parts still unknown as I pinch myself pink in indulge every kink, edging ever closer to the brink. Don't be uptight. Run free and take flight in the wild. Nothing's wrong or right. I'm finding things out about my body tonight. But I would never find a body wonderland compares with mine. I'm in love with the shape of me. Yeah, I'm in love with the shape of me. I'm dripping sweat. The candle flame is burning low. Catch my breath. Summon the strength for one more go. Crest the final peak of pleasure. Let out a mighty moan. Breathe out a sigh as I plant a soft kiss on my ivory wrist, suspended in a state of perfect bliss. In the light of the moon, I'm both big and small. Spoon feeling lighter than an air balloon. Can't wait to find more things out about my body soon.
Page 152. God wrestlers, God wranglers, God lovers. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 154. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך וריבעת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. מי כמוך. Once again, we're wandering through the mutt. We sing a lot of songs about peace, of course. We always sing about peace here. 158.
This one's just a subversion, not explicitly comedic. Just so you know. Or you can laugh. I don't know. Do what you're going to do. The snow was gently falling the day he was taken, condemned and forsaken to execution. And I still hear the tune my brother sang when he left. Proud in the face of persecution, let's start a revolution. Tear down the institution. We'll gather the masses, topple the classes, storm the Bastille. We've heard it all before. They promise us reform. We'll take control of our fate, sack the estate, settle the score. We'll have liberty or war. The nobles and the gentry hoard all the bread and leave us to face certain starvation. They've heard our cries and still they do nothing. So let us have no more reservations. Let's start a revolution. Tear down the institution. We'll gather the masses, topple the classes, storm the Bastille. We've heard it all before. They promise us reform. We'll take control of our fate, sack the estate, settle the score, and we'll have liberty or war, since they won't spare a single portion from their dish. We'll just eat the rich. Evening fast approaches. We must prepare to cast off the yoke of our oppression. It's time the spark became a flame. It's time we took action. It's time that we strike back with aggression. So let's start a revolution. Tear down the institution. We'll gather the masses, topple the classes, storm the Bastille. We've heard it all before. They promise us reform. We'll take control of our fate, sack the estate, settle the score. And let's start a revolution. It's time for retribution. Grab your torches and pitchforks, saddle your best horse, assemble at dusk. No sitting on the fence. You're either with us or against us. The die has been cast. Fight to the last. Won't be consoled. No, we won't be consoled. We can't be consoled until the heads begin to roll.
כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיתחזק ממנו. Thus is it said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Baruch atah Adonai, praised are you Adonai, Gal Yisrael, for redeeming Israel.
Hi, it's me again. Still here. I'm not done oversharing. Is that okay? Yeah, I think we're in the mood now, aren't we? You lubed us up pretty good. So, like I said, I grew up as this Jewish unicorn in the Bible Belt. There were not many Jewish folks in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is known for the highest per capita mega churches, as like any major city. It's the land of Billy Graham, if y'all know about Billy Graham. Has anyone seen the show Righteous Gemstones? It's a parody. To me, it's real. Like those kinds of evangelical folks were just everywhere where I grew up. I think our local water park was actually owned by evangelical church, so like I probably got baptized on the big slide by like accident. But that was normal. That was normal for me. But I actually really loved being this unicorn Jewess because it meant that I was special and different. But like Esther, I was undercover. I was kind of a sneak attack Jew. Just look at me. Okay? So, I look like this thanks to, bless her, my shiksa mom, who converted. Yeah, Kyle, we got you. We're getting you. We got you. We got my mom, too. So she converted. So I would often, because, I didn't fit this archetype, folks would say stuff in front of me a lot that I don't think they would have said if they knew I was Jewish. And as as a testament to my parents and to Temple Bethel, where I grew up, a really wonderful Reform congregation in Charlotte, I didn't believe that bullshit. And I would call bullshit when I heard it. But I also loved, at the same time that all these folks were trying so hard to save my soul, I was like, have at it. You are it's not gonna work. She gone. She gone. But they really, they wanted to try, of course. And I was like, sure, invite me to your church. I will totally go. I will eat so much yummy food afterwards. But, I'm really here because I'm going to try to date all the cute church boys. That's what I'm going to do. That was actually the main conversion I was concerned about. I had a body count. That's what I'm trying to say. And, I know we aren't a missionary people. I'm not trying to tell you how to do your happy Shabbat sex, of course. But no, for real, we obviously are not out here trying to convert people, except for Kyle, of course. But I would like to think that my unabashed sexuality did impact some of the more, kind of prudish Christian girlfriends that I had. Some of these gals that were really caught up in a lot of shame about their bodies. And I guess I kind of felt sorry for a lot of those Jesus freaks. Wow. In my school, because they couldn't explore their sexuality or even really acknowledge or recognize it. And their fundamentalist churches generally were teaching them that. And I felt like the shame button, especially that sex positive shame button, that was like never installed in me by my Jewish upbringing. And I cherished being an uninhibited middle school makeout bandit because of it. And I remember Jewish youth group. Did anyone B'nai B'rith, like BBYO? Did anyone do BBYO? No, it's not maybe a thing. Yeah, okay, I see you. Yeah, there's lots of things you can do, of course, like you can keep going to Hebrew school, you can do these different youth groups, and I remember walking in, and there's like older kids and younger kids, we're all in high school, and like it was the best sex ed class I ever went to. It was very open. All the older kids were like explaining things to us, and like these teenagers, these seniors that I looked up to, like Abby Lipschitz told me that somewhere in the Torah, the Talmud, or like a Rebbe or something very important said that a man's seed should like never hit the ground. So I was like, Jewish girl swallow, that is the truth. That's just the truth. I really took that to heart. Okay. You're welcome. You're getting educated. Thank you, Abby Lipschitz. So this is what I'm saying, is there is an obvious through line that I can see in the beautiful lesson that, that my understanding of Judaism gave me in my formative first puberty. Kyle's going through his second puberty, if y'all didn't know. Some of you, I don't know, I think I just stayed. I'm just in puberty for the rest of my life. But eventually what became my motto, because, and in both this beloved TMI Live storytelling show and in my life, the motto is oversharing is caring. And like Esther, we don't need to hide who we are. And in fact, the more we share it, the more we save each other. The more we banish the biggest baddie of all, even worse than that asshat Haman, okay? Even worse than that. Yes. Yes, boo. The worst baddie of all, y'all, shame. It's the worst baddie. And we need to make fun of ourselves to be ourselves. Jewish humor is our superpower, is it not? Right? Nothing is off limits in Judaism. I've always loved that about it, at least the Judaism that I was raised in. And everything can be a punchline as long as we're not punching down, right? As long as we're punching up against oppression. And we have so many good puns. Are you kidding? Like, we kill at puns. Truly. I should have had a pun right after that. Wow, missed opportunity. Oy vey all day. So listen, spotlight hogging, I think, also runs deep, okay, in our Jewish veins, all right? I think our people love the spotlight. We dance, we sing, we entertain, we complain. We complain. And we try to take, the understanding with all of this, of course, is that if you try to take us out at all, we will not go quietly. We will survive. And not only that, we will survive, then we're going to take over Hollywood and make sure that every film that wins an Oscar is about us. Okay, so don't even go there, okay? Because we're gonna, eat shit, anti-Semites. Suck on it. Is that okay? Should have asked that before. Yeah, I got it. This is really cathartic for me to say these things from the bima. Like, I did it. The last time I was up here was my bat mitzvah, and I was like, is there a reason I haven't been invited back? But now, we're really coming. This is healing. This is healing. Thank you for being here for this. So, like I've kind of talked about, this TMI show has really become my temple, where I get to preach the gospel of self-love and acceptance through brave folks, our neighbors and community members, who get up and share true stories from their lives that are profane and profound, silly and sexy, deeply unserious and sacred. And I guess I have found a way to make little Bex actually feel like she did get her little rabbi stamp. And when I mused as a 12-year-old about whether I could hear God speak in my bat mitzvah sermon, I think I do. Every time, it's actually gonna make me cry. Every time one of my storytellers gets up and gets brutally and beautifully honest and vulnerable and says something totally insane in front of a bunch of people, that is when I see all the faces of Yahweh. That's when I see it. And when Kyle sings, every time. And it's totally silly at the same time. So like all our Jewish holidays teach us, there's always a force out there trying to silence us, right? Trying to silence our voices, our vulnerabilities, our vices, our victories. So on this Purim, let us celebrate the indomitable, life-giving spirit of Esther and our Jewish community. Because, I want y'all to say it after me, you know how we do here. Oversharing is caring. Oversharing is caring. Shabbat shalom, bitches.
And for those of you who want to use the words on the page, please rise on 164 for the silent Amida. You may also use the following minutes to just process a little bit. Please rise if you're able. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. And whenever you're ready, take a deep breath, sink back into your chairs. 180. Say Shalom. May the one who brings peace and revolutions bring peace to us.
Oh, say Shalom. Bim Roma. Huya say Shalom. Aleinu. Oh, say Shalom. Bim Roma. Huya say Shalom. Aleinu. Ve'al kol Israel, ve'al kol yoshvei teveinu, v'imru, amen.
And for those of you who don't know this yet, in this service we have heard exclusively original compositions by Kyle, including this, Ose Shalom.
What's that? Not hard.
Yes, go for it.
Yeah, okay. I told them we could cut this diary reading, but do you guys want to hear a little bit more from my middle school diary?
It's all gold.
I mean, yeah, bless. I was like, listen, for time, but you guys are here. Y'all are here. Wow, okay. So if you had drinks in your hand, I often tell folks, I'm like, just take a drink every time I mention a new boy, and you are like wasted by the time I am done with that. But nope, that's not gonna happen for you today, I think. Maybe a different kind of, later, we're partying later. Okay, so this is August 1996, so just a little bit after my bat mitzvah. We're in the summer. I'm heated. I think about Will constantly. I have his digits. I just can't get up enough courage to call him. Besides, I do have a boyfriend, even though I haven't seen him in 4 weeks. I'm not chopping my hair. I've decided to grow. Just an update. Shit. Shit. I am never having guys over again. Everybody freaks out on me. Mike S. is already pissed at me, and he hasn't even been home a day. Stephanie is having like a nervous breakdown. This sucks. I can't do anything right. I can't wait till I move. Mike O. is really getting on my nerves. He never leaves the house. Matt supposedly likes me, but I don't think anything will happen there. I need to call Missy and Stephanie more. I'm going to start calling people back. God as my witness. Well, gotta run. Bye. Don't you love how you would like talk to your journal like that? And be like, see you later, miss you. Okay, here we go. Okay, I just got back from Troy's party. It was pretty cool. I think I kind of like Brandon or Troy. I dumped Mike S. He's a big egotistical asshole. I miss my rents. I guess I just wanted to say that I missed my parents. That's sweet. But rents. I have a great team at school. It's fat. God, I was so obsessed with that word. I want to become better friends with Barbara Schick. Troy is really cute, and he's a really good dancer. His brother is fine. Can you imagine how quickly I just went to his brother? Like, next sentence. Brandon gives great massages. I don't know who I like more. I think Troy. He is so sweet and cute. I can't believe I didn't go out with him when he asked me. I suck. TTFN. Oh my God, I called Will. Oh, he didn't call me back. I feel dumb as shit now. I hope he does. Oh. Mike S. likes me again. The only other person I would really like to go out with is Justin. He is fine as hell. Damn. Parentheses, Troy smells funny. Maybe I'll go out with him later. Just quickly, we're gonna get to Labor Day. Wow, Labor Day weekend was pretty damn boring. Gosh, I didn't have fun. Troy pissed me off because he wouldn't kiss me at Deb's. We were in the effing woods. Isn't that, you guys are so sad for me. A lot of people laugh at that, but y'all were like, no, deflated. Like you were in the You were in the woods. Like, why didn't he kiss you? I know, it's very sad. Do we, let me just tell you what happened with Troy, though. I gotta, I still hate Mike Spencer in this chat. Yeah, no, that was Jeff at Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm just gonna tell you what happened. Happy New Year. It was January. I'd been through a whole thing. I hope this year is good. My New Year's resolutions are not to talk about people and only go out with guys I truly care about. I broke up with Brandon. Bye. There's nobody left to go out with. I need to get with some older men's. I spelled men's with a Z. Oh, well, all these girls are starting to get, well, I'm not even going to say that. They're going to the third base, depending on how you decide you want to describe third or fourth or home runs, whatever. I'll let y'all fill in the blank for that one. I think it's nasty. I guess it is their choice. I was interested in autonomy. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Mike is a lot of a better kisser than I thought. Blake, well, he's just a pervert. I should stop getting with all these guys. It's really bad of me. I feel slutty, even though nobody else knows. Haha, I love Will. That is not even the end, but I think it's enough for tonight. I hope your appetites are wet. With all that, thank you for letting me crash this service, y'all. This has really meant a lot to get to share Little Becks with all of you and have this full circle moment. It's really means a lot. And you can hear more of this March 11th, Last Best Comedy, TMI Live Storytelling Show. Kyle will be there. I will be there. Illuminated Dreamer will be there. But yeah, this has been really special, and I hope you can understand the heart behind the hilarity and the sacredness and sex positivity.
It is wonderful having you, Bucks Becks. So, we are on page 371. Mishibeach lecholim, for all of us who are reminded every now and then that our bodies are not only joyful, but sometimes painful too. And that our hearts are not only lustful, what's the word? I don't know. But sometimes blissful, but sometimes also broken and in pain. 371 Mishibeach lecholim.
Mishibeach avoteinu makor habracha lehimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lehavodenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Please rise for the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. We're saying Kaddish tonight for Mort Meyerson, who would have cracked up every time you described the Southern Bible Belt. For Bob, who was laughing all the time about his own jokes, and we know that. For Loretta, who would have giggled non-stop. And for Dan, who would have missed probably every real big message. But he would have been happy anyways. And he would have come to you and said, I loved it. You are the greatest. Page 598. Are there any other names you would like to share in this space?
My father. My father. This yard site this month as well. Henry Sorensen.
My father, Menashe Hassan, today is his birthday.
598. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חיותי וימליך מלכותי, בחי יחון וביום יחון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריחו. לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום הרבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. Please be seated for a moment. We are usually singing at this point, Shalom Aleichem. And I'm talking about lots of different angels that pull you in different directions. Today, just hand yourselves over and see where you end up.
This is why I'm dressed as a vampire. Performed it for Halloween originally. Us monsters thought we were the worst, but America's way too cursed. So we're packing up, moving turf. Go haunt Canada. Packing up our hats and broomsticks. It's a great big monster road trip. Boxing up our Iron Maidens, George Romero's and Wes Cravens. We used to think that we were vile, but we've been watching y'all for a while. Though we may be spiny and hairy, our politics are much more scary. Ooh. So we're gonna drive a hearse to Montreal, where the government believes in Tylenol, where it's possible to pass one weekend without somebody trying to conquer Greenland. Even Hannibal says things are crazy. Rosemary's got a little baby. Chucky's spooked and Jason's nerves are spent. The mummy is a Middle Eastern immigrant. Us monsters thought we were the worst, but America's way too cursed. So we're packing up, moving turf. Go hunt Canada. Hail Satan's just a thing we say for fun. Doesn't mean we shouldn't regulate our guns. Yes, we sacrificed a virgin once or twice. Still believe in reproductive rights. We may terrify a village after dusk, but we never sell our soul to Elon Musk. You're trying to tell me that was not a Sieg Heil? Maybe shut up and release the Epstein files. We're getting set to adjust our routine. Swap out tater tots for poutine. Use a lot more maple syrup. Hero Canada and tear up. Call it an exorcism when we depart. Your spooky mansions and abandoned theme parks. We're piecing out until you sort through all of this. Sudden love affair with white supremacists. Fix it up, we'll be right back pronto. The nightmare life isn't great in Toronto, but in the meantime we'll make do while we're there. Take advantage of nationalized free health care. Us monsters thought we were the worst, but America's way too cursed. So we're packing up, moving turf. Go hunt Canada.
Have we crossed enough borders and boundaries? Was it funny? Sometimes painful? Good. We will continue this evening in a much more civilized fashion. We will sit around a table and listen to the honorable book of this holiday, the Megillah. the Megillat Esther in many different languages I was able to find in the space. So the next thing we will ask you to do after we close the service is to go over there. If you're planning to stay, grab some food and sit down so we can begin, because it's a very long book. It is 10 chapters. Load your plates and make sure that you can sit for a while. Other than that, unless this evening is getting too long for you and you can't get out of bed at all, tomorrow at 9:30 we are here for a morning Shabbat service with a very serious sermon on a similar topic, given by me, and wonderful music by our congregational and board member Valerie Webster. The sermon is going to be given in honor of Loretta Cole, who died last month. Other than that, I'm still looking for 2 more volunteers on Tuesday afternoon at 4:30 when our little Shalom Kids members of this congregation are having their carnival in the space. You just need to stand around and supervise this 3 to 5-year-old drunk people while they are trying to play mini golf and collect tickets so that they can get prizes and eat pizza afterwards. You will get pizza too if you're available Tuesday afternoon at 4:30. Please write me an email after Shabbat. It would be a big help. There's still mahjong. There's still like a normal Shabbat potluck dinner next Friday. I obviously did not remember to write this down, sorry. There's Torah study next weekend. And on the following week, on Thursday, we are beginning our Yiddish classes again with Marnie Manning here in the back. There is a beginner's class and a not beginner's class. Do you want to say something?
Thursday evening is for you've already known all the ways, you want to learn some more, and Sunday mornings are for beginners. So come and talk to me if you're interested.
Wonderful. Okay, we're so grateful and excited to have you back. I am thinking this is it, something to put in the back of your minds, because it is Purim, and it is exactly 1 month until it is Passover. Our community Passover Seder is here in this space. It is a vegetarian plus fish potluck Seder. Put it on your calendar. It is Wednesday, April 1st, starting at 6:30. And with this, I think I made all the announcements. I want you to know that in spite of all the profanities and outright political messages you heard tonight, you are all held and all loved. And I don't care which party you're voting for, I really mean it. So if you're sitting next to someone you feel comfortable holding hands with, please do. If not, just, take a moment for yourself. This is the priestly blessing. Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem Lecha Shalom. May God bless you and protect you. May God's face shine upon you. May you feel protected and free in this light every moment of your life. We are finishing the service on page 657, and then you have to go and eat. Yes? Sit down, eat. 657, Od Yavo, Shalom Aleinu, may peace come. You may hug, but ask for consent first.
Od Yavo, Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo, Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo, Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al Kulam. Od Yavo, Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo, Shalom